Welcome, and today we're exploring something that confuses even the most intelligent, the new generations and how they're changing.
My name is Elias, and in this part of the podcast, I'll be talking about how the new generations are different from other generations and how they're changing. For example, many trends or vibes or just following ideas have been spread very thoroughly for the past 7 years. These trends can be from social media, from group gathering, even from just an older kid in your neighborhood. Older kids for many years have always had an impact and influence on younger kids. Whether it's to be impressive, to be cool, or just in general, younger kids always look up to older kids. An example of this is, let's say you're playing a card game at somebody's house. You're playing with your parents' friends, and their kid's there. He's about 13 years old, and you're about 6 years old. When you lose the game, you're like, oh no, and you start crying, and you're like yelling. It's really annoying. Obviously, your parents are going to be like, Elias, you're being super annoying. Stop crying. This is awful. But you need the older kid to be like, dude, you need to shut up. This is really annoying.
This has not been happening for the past 5 to 7 years through many instances. For example, kids in the past 5 to 7 years have increasingly gotten more cell phones and more devices, which has led to them getting all their ideas from screens and technology, where otherwise they would be getting all these ideas from older kids that they look up to, and the older kids also deserve to be giving these kids the opportunities to learn.
Screens and devices have not just been the only thing that have affected older kids, giving younger kids the privilege to learn more.
Kids have also been cooped up during the COVID era, which causes them to not have the most socialization. This is a problem because most kids, they always need socialization with other kids, mostly older kids. And also, even if you have a sibling, a brother or sister, then even if they're older, then that doesn't always work the same.
Hello, I'm Crockett, and for the past couple of years, through mostly TikTok, there have been some new terms called brain rot that most kids understand, but adults usually do not. For instance, would you understand Skibbity Riz, Phantom Tax, Baby Gronk, Low Taper Fade, Sigma Stop the Cap? Probably not, and these are just a couple of the many brain rot terms. Some of these include Riz, short for charisma, Cap, which means lies, Skibbity, originating from the YouTube shorts, which can mean good, bad, evil, or dumb, Sus, which means suspicious, and Phantom Tax, which means stealing food from someone. Now, these are just 5 of the many brain rot terms.
Next, we will be listing the oldest generation to the youngest generation, starting with the greatest generation, or GI generation, which happened around 1900s to 1927 during the Great Depression. The term greatest generation was popularized by Tom Brookman in his 1998 book, Recognizing Their Achievements and Their Modest Demeanor. After that, there is the silent generation, which happened around 1928 to 1945. The silent generation grew up during World War II, followed by the Korean War and McCarthy era. Many children during that war experienced a sense of loss and hardship during this time. In the time of 1946 to 1964, the generation, which was known as the baby boomers, was in play. The third generation was once the largest generation in the U.S., but millennials now surpassed them in size. Generation X started in 1965 and ended in the start of the 80s. In the U.S., Gen X numbers around 65 million people, representing about 20% of the population. Next is the millennials, also known as Gen Y, which went through 1981 to 1996. They grew up with internet and social media. After that is Gen Z, which started around in 1997 to 2012. They are skilled and comfortable with tech that includes smartphones and PCs. Then there's Gen Alpha, which happened from 2013 to 2024. For people born in this time are more socially aware at younger age and pay attention to issues like diversity and representation.
Thank you for listening to our podcast, and we hope you learned something about the new generations, whether it's about how older kids affect younger kids, about how new generations weren't able to socialize or have brain rot terms, and lastly, all the different generations listed. I hope you enjoyed, and see you next time.
We know you just enjoyed our podcast so much, so we'd like to give a quick shout out to a music website that really helped us to find great songs for the middle of our podcast. The music site was called Transistor, and it had free music, and it was specifically for podcasts, which made the music selections a lot better than just an average site where you could download. I really think that this is a great website, and I really appreciate how much it did for us.